really struggled to draw mechs and robots until I found this technique, because before that I had no idea where to begin. Should I use anatomy first? Should I learn how real mechs works? Or maybe just copy reference and hope for the best? I had all these questions until I discovered a simple, effective method that finally made everything click. And today I'm going to show you how I finally learned to design and draw mechs and robots using basic form and solid understanding of joints. So what's up everyone, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Step 1. Master the basic form in 3D space. First thing first, you need to understand and draw basic 3D forms in perspective. I'm talking about cubes, cylinders, cones, pyramids, and spheres. There's all the building blocks of your mech's design. Once I learned how to draw and combine these forms, everything got easier. I started experimenting by attaching one form to another's and observing how they rotate and move together, especially when drawing in perspective. To design mech, you do not need to be an engineer. Just learn how to combine the simple shapes. Personally, I often start with the cubes as the base of my design. If you are not more comfortable thinking in terms of the human body, go for it. Just break down each body part into basic forms. That's exactly what I did, shaping arm, legs, and head with those simple building blocks. Why? Because this method becomes the foundation for everything that comes next. Step 2. Understanding how joints work. The real secret: learning how joints work. Use reference from real worlds, machinery, and robotics. Pay attention to hinge joints, pivot joints, and rotating mechanism. Start simple. Try designing a robotic arms. Use spheres, box, and cylinders to represent the shoulder, elbow, and the wrist. Then add mechanical details like pistons or armor plate as you got. Try to visualize how each part moves. Maybe the elbow uses a hinge joint. Maybe the wrist rotates with a pivot joint. Maybe the hand can rotate 180 degrees. Understanding how each joint works make it easier to pose your make and design one that looks both functional and believable. Step 3. Apply the same logic to the legs. Now take that same joint building approach to the legs. Shape the upper legs, knee and lower legs with basic forms, just like you did with the arms. Then think about where you might place piston and stabilizers. The hip and pelvis area is especially important. I usually start with a sphere to represent the hip joint, then add piston to make the structure feel like it's supporting movement, like tendon and muscle. Repeat this process, tweaking as needed until you get a sense of how legs mechanics works in your design. As for the feet, don't worry about making them human-like, just create a shape that fits the overall design and feels stable or interesting. Step 4. Design the head. This part is often the most fun and the least restrictive. Start with basic shape, combine them however you like, and let your imagination guide the design. There are no strict rules here, but keep it in perspective. You can add neck piston or support where the head connects with the torso. Think of it like the cervical spine area. Let the design speak for itself. Is it a combat mech, a worker bot, a scout unit? Let that intention shape the detail. Step 5. Build the full body. Once you are confident drawing each part, arms, legs, head, now it's time to build your full leg. Start with a simple silhouette made of basic forms. Don't worry about perfection, focus on structure and proportion. Mix and match cubes, cylinders, and other forms of sculpt each section. Play with proportion and balance to create a unique shape. Keep your line loose and dynamic. Make sure you draw in perspective or include some movement to keep your design feeling alive. From here, shape the part: shoulders, arms, chest, pelvis, legs. You have already done the hard work. Now it's just putting it all together. And yes, feel free to use a reference if you are low in inspiration. There's no shame in that. It helps you learn and improve faster. Step 6. Practice with variations and pose. The more pose and variation you draw, the better your design will become. Think of your mech like a human body. How would it move? Start with a basic pose. Build it out using your 3D forms. Then add joints that make sense. Study how really limbs bend and rotate, then apply that logic to your mechanical design. Focus especially on the articulation points. This step is where you level up. The more you draw, the faster and more intuitive it becomes. Step 7. Add detail and style. Details are what brings your mech to life. Once you are comfortable with the core structure, begin adding mechanical details during the sketch phase. Layered armor plate, pistons and rears, exhaust ports, gears, vents. Focus details around the joints, face, and torso, the parts people naturally look at first. can also draw inspiration from different sources, maybe 70s car design, sci-fi armor, or even industrial machinery. The goal is not to be realistic, it's to make something that looks functional and cool. So push your creativity. Honestly, this process was not easy to figure out. It took me time to understand it and find a method that actually worked. But once I did, everything changed, and now I'm sharing it in the hope it helps you too. If you found this helpful, let me know in a comment. And as always, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Peace.